This is In-Fisherman.
Lake Fork, Texas, one of the most famous bass lakes in the world, maybe the most famous bass lake in the world, but also a great crappie lake. And crappie patterns in Fork, wintertime, all through their late fall into winter into early spring, pretty much typical of reservoirs all across the south, mid-south, and the southeast. Looking for suspended fish with electronics, or not necessarily suspended, but you're looking for fish with electronics most of the time, right?
Right.
Throwing a marker buoy, getting on the fish, and having a great time catching some fish. There we go.
It could be like sand bass or even bass right there, but usually that's crappie.
The AquaView, of course, is just another one of those electronics tools, and the way I normally use it, I mean, obviously you could drop on these schools and verify what you're actually looking at, but I like to just use it to set my perspective for the day. Just drop it for a second, see what the bottom's like. I mean, this is just sugar sand almost. So it tells you that, you know, they're going to take jigs off the bottom from time to time if they see it drop, because it's so clean. Got him. Oh!
Hey, that's the
that rigging does work. That's great.
The part about the two jigs there.
Yeah. Well, we want to. Why don't you? I'll get these two guys out of here. Unhook that one in a minute. The rig that I've used so often is just to take two pieces of line and tie one over the other.
A simple dropper rig can be tied like this. Remove about a 2-foot section from the end of your main line. Lay that section along the end of the main line, leaving about a foot of line extending below the main line. Tie a double overhand knot, often called a surgeon's knot, in both lines to connect the two lines. This creates 3 tag lines. Remove one tag line and tie jigs to the other 2.
Yep, right on the bottom again. Be big fish of the morning.
Crappies taken from deep water often are hard to release successfully. Lake Fork regulations require that from December through February, anglers must keep what they catch. With the bag limit, 25 crappies per person.
I'm after you for the biggest one now.
I think you got it.
Huh?
Look at his stomach. He's been feeding good. I better get the official weight on him.
Yep, official weight.
And not quite as big as that one I had, man. There. Another nice, no giant fish today, but nice average fish. And when it comes to this reservoir fishing in the fall like this, fall into the winter, again, what do you look for?
Well, starting in late October when the nights start getting cool, these crappie are going to start moving toward these deep water points. And we fish some humps out here. You know, most of the fish we've caught's been 21 to 24 foot.
But they get deeper.
And they're going to get deeper as it gradually gets colder. So we just graph the main lake points. The dam's just right over here, so the deeper water's out here. And they're just going to keep migrating deeper. About January, they'll be in 35 foot.
And this is typical, really, across the country. It's going to vary a little bit by reservoir and the water color, but deep crappies consolidated during the winter time. It's some of the toughest weather many times, but some of the finest fishing of the year for consolidated fish.